Hey everybody, welcome right back to the Drake Relays Instagram Live Q&A this weekend. This is our fifth of the day. Really exciting time. We just finished an incredible conversation with Carissa Schweitzer. Really a terrific time record holder, and we are just about to be joined by another Iowa native and another American record holder. Truly, we wish we could be in Drake Stadium right now, but if we can't, this is the next best thing. And here she is, Shelby Houlihan. Shelby, so great to see you.
Hi, it's great to see you too.
We just finished with Carissa, a wonderful conversation. In fact, I promised you we would not go more than 15 minutes. I promised her that, and we went 25. So I'll try and do a better job of staying true to my word with you than with Carissa. But I know part of this is you just have so many fans that are anxious to hear about you, hear from you. I'm excited to talk to you. So it's just something that we've all been looking forward to for a few days here to hear from you. So how are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's actually sunny right now, so that's kind of nice. Good to see the sun. It's been a little rainy the last few days here in Oregon, but yeah, I mean, I'm hanging in there and, just trying to be as positive as possible.
Yeah. I have no doubt that you're doing that very well. How's everybody in your family?
They're doing really well. They're down in Arizona right now, so they get to enjoy the sun a little more than I do and some hot weather. I wouldn't be mad about being quarantined in Arizona, but yeah, no, they're doing well, and yeah, they're happy and healthy.
Yeah, good. Well, so I've got a couple questions planned, some ideas to talk about, but also we're going to take some questions from some fans, and this is where we got a little long with Carissa. So
okay.
I will, and I'll moderate as best as possible. I think there was at least one user in the last call that kind of had some complaints about my hosting because I was too busy asking my own questions. And in fact, one of the questions I asked Carissa was, what should I ask Shelby? I told her that I was talking to you next. So she gave me a tip.
Oh, great.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It's great. She told me to ask you first off about Harry Potter. I'm not going to subject you to that. We can if you want. But she also asked me to talk to you about your cat, Miko. So I got to ask, why'd she say that? Tell me about your cat, Miko.
Well, Miko actually travels with us to altitude camp, usually. So the team gets to spend a lot of time around Miko, and usually I'm living with, typically my house is like Carissa, Courtney, and Marielle, so they get to know Miko pretty well. Carissa actually he cuddles with her on the couch a lot. She found out the secret that if you have a blanket on your lap, he will cuddle with you every time. So yeah, they know Miko pretty well, and he's actually right here if you guys want to see him.
We do.
He's hanging out. The whole thing with altitude is every time we go, it's like his time to try to lose some weight because he's a little overweight, and it doesn't always happen, but that's our goal.
Oh, poor Miko. You just let him be a fat cat. That's
okay. I know.
I'll give you this first question from one of your fans, and it may be more of a fan of Shayla's. Says, do you have humor like Shayla?
I feel like I probably do. Like our whole family is like pretty goofy and has a good sense of humor. I feel like Shayla and my younger sister Chloe, they're like the twins, I guess. Like their mannerisms are the same, their humor's the same, they dance the same. Like it's kind of weird at times. But yeah, I mean, I think our whole family kind of has a similar sense of humor. So yeah, I mean, we like to keep it light and fun.
Good. Well, that's what we're trying to do here. I know we will get some questions about training. I think that's maybe where some people wanted to talk more about training with Carissa. We'll ask you a question or two about training. But I'd rather talk about you and the Drake Relays in Iowa and some of those fun things.
Yeah.
Because that's really the spirit of this. We all wish we could be hosting America's Athletic Classic, and we all wish that you could be preparing for the Olympics in Tokyo this summer, but that's not where we are. So instead, we're commemorating the day and, celebrating by enjoying some memories. So can you take us through maybe one or two of your favorite memories in Drake Stadium? And they can certainly be about the U.S. championships, the high school state meet, or of course, I'm partial to the Drake Relays.
Yeah. I mean, I think the first one that comes to mind obviously is last summer in Des Moines. Me and Carissa going 1-2. That was awesome, especially to be able to do it in kind of like the home crowd. That was pretty special, just to be able to do that there. Another one that comes to mind, like one of my favorites, is I think it was my senior year at Arizona State, and I had been like hounding my coach for like the previous 3 years to get us to the Drake Relays because it holds a very special place in my heart. And I never was able to go, but finally my senior year, I convinced them to let us go. So we took our team to Drake Relays, and I was so excited. And I think on like a Friday night, I got to race the 800 in like the professional heat. I didn't place like super. I think I got like 6th. I ran 2:02. But the following day, I got to run on the DMR, which was really, really fun. And if I can remember this correctly, I had the mile leg, so I was the last leg, and our team wasn't doing super well. I think I got the baton in like maybe 11th place. We were like 150 meters back. But I have some Iowa pride, and I wanted to put on a good show because I was so excited to come back to the Drake Relays. And right away I was just like, all right, I gotta start picking people off. And so I was trying to like be patient so I didn't, go out too fast and blow up. But yeah, I think I just kept picking people off, and I could hear the crowd like, come on. And they were just like so loud. And so I kept picking people off. Sure enough, like I think going into the last lap, it was like 450 meters, and I could see the lead pack. And I was like, oh my gosh, I might catch them. And I kind of had this like split decision moment of like, do I slow down and wait and kick with 200 to go, or do I just blow past them in the last lap and take the lead? So I ended up just, the energy of the stadium, the fans cheering me on, I just blew past them, and I just tried to run away from them in that last lap. And got to 200 to go. I could hear Mike J over the sound system, here comes Houlihan. So, I was trying everything I could to get to that finish line in first place, and it didn't end up happening. I think I got nipped by Oklahoma State the last like 5 meters. But just like that was still one of my most favorite moments. Just like to see the fans, like my kind of like hometown or home crowd cheer me on. That was really special, and I was really happy to like be able to kind of put on a good show for them. And I think my head coach even came up to me after and was like, in all my coaching career, that is one of the best races I've ever seen. So that was pretty special for me. And it was, even though I couldn't come away with that Drake Relays flag, it was still it was a really special moment.
And that was Coach Kraft that came up and said that to you?
Yep. Yeah.
And it was Louis that it took all that convincing to get out?
Well, my first 3 years, I had a different coach. I had Ryan Cole as my coach. So he never let me go. But then Louis finally let me go.
Oh, I knew I liked that Louis character.
Yep.
Reminds it, of course, and does a great job there. He brings his team. They're actually doing really well. So you've been fortunate, like Carissa, to have really good coaches along the way.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Louis. I'm still working on him to bring Oregon State out here one of these days. He's got an Iowa and Pete Herbert on his staff, so they've got an affinity. But I'll tell you what, the race that you just described, as we saw in some comments, both this lady named Carolyn Hill may be familiar to her. She's a good friend of mine, a former relay assistant director, and this crazy guy named M. Schweitzer 66. Great DMR. I remember it well. You were behind. So, and actually, I hear about that race regularly.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't there today, but I hear about it a lot. Not from Louis or not from anybody that you know, but just from our fans. People in Des Moines love that memory. And did you and Carissa orchestrate this? Both of your favorite memory is that day of going 1-2. I asked her.
Oh no, it was obviously pretty special for both of us. I mean, Iowa means a lot to us, and to be able to do that in Iowa. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I heard you. Accidentally called Des Moines your hometown, and
I know.
No, let me tell you, everybody here, all 600,000 of us, will be very glad for you to call this your hometown.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Named a street after you, and you'll always be a Sioux City native. But you're Carissa went to high school here, but we've adopted you too. You're a Des Moines.
I ran a lot of races in Des Moines, so.
That's right. So it actually, I joked with her. It's her favorite memory. It's your favorite memory, and I would bet you $1 that it's Mike J's favorite memory too, or at least one. So speaking of Mike J, he's a friend of yours. He's a friend of mine, and I spoke with him last night. He told me to tell you hello. He has done a lot with Track Guy Foundation, and he hosted an event in Sioux City this year with your uncle Bob Prince.
Yeah.
Bob does such a good job of helping put that on, and I was really impressed with you. You joined us via Skype, and we projected you on the wall.
I did.
So really, a credit to you and your willingness to continue to give back to the sport. But even what was that like to partner with Mike and your uncle Bob to put on an event while you were at altitude camp and we were all in Sioux City?
Yeah, that was awesome. Just to have been able to do that. I always want to go to the events back home, but it's obviously hard with my schedule and having to be at altitude camps. And anything Mike J needs, I'm like always going to be there. I love that guy, and his voice holds a special place in my heart. But yeah, no, it was a really cool event to be able to kind of Skype in on, and anytime I can help out, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah. No, and that's certainly what makes you very special to us all here in Iowa. That you feel connected to us, and you hold us in your hearts very, very close. And we do the same. And we, of course, no matter where you're racing in the world or what you're up to, we're all cheering for you in everything you do. So please know that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Know that we're anxious to have you back at Drake and in Des Moines anytime you're ready. And here's a question. We've talked with Wallace Spearman and Kenny Harrison. We haven't talked much. I didn't think to ask Carissa this. You've run around the world in the World Championships. Incredible. And actually, I have a note in front of me. I don't even know if this can be right. 39 national titles. I don't know if that's right. But you've won so many events around the world, competed in the Diamond League. Of all the tracks that aren't Drake Stadium and all of the events where Mike J's not announcing, what are some of your favorite experiences?
I think probably going to Rio. That was one of my favorite places. It was kind of a sketchy place to go, but it was like one of my favorite memories. Just having made that first Olympic team, I didn't really expect myself to. In fact, I actually I really didn't think I was going to make it. And 2 months out, I ended up writing in big capital letters on my bathroom mirror, I will be an Olympian. Right before the trials, and I just kind of repeated that to myself every day, a few times a day for 2 months. And so by the time I got on that line, I was like, all right, I'm ready to do this. I can do this. I got this. And I was able to, cross that line in second place. And I think it was pretty evident that it was special to me because I crossed the line and kind of broke down in tears. It was just a childhood dream come true. And obviously I have a lot more goals for myself, but that was a really special one. So being able to race at the Olympics in Rio it's probably one of my favorite memories. And I'm hoping to make some even better ones here soon. Fingers crossed.
I hope the time happens that you can all make new memories.
Yeah, that too.
But we have full confidence that from an athletic perspective, you'll be there. So I have pinned one question about training because I know I maybe took some heat with Carissa that I wasn't asking enough about training, and I was just more personal back and forth about her family and stuff. So I'm being more serious this time. What does your typical workout schedule look like? Any insights you want to share?
Typical workout schedule would be we work out Tuesday and Friday, and then we do a long run Sunday. And that's right now we're kind of in a weird cycle. Usually it's strength or speed, and then strength, and then a long run, and then speed, endurance, and more specific session. It's I don't even know it. I don't know the ins and outs of Jerry's mind or his workout schedule. Sometimes I'm like, okay, today's definitely supposed to be a strength day, and then it ends up being speed, and I'm completely wrong. So, I mean, we do. Yeah, it's like something along that lines of like strength, speed, and like a hard hit, a specific session, and some long runs mixed in there.
Well, yeah, like I said, just keep doing it. It's working. Just,
yeah,
don't worry. Don't change it.
Yeah.
So I know I promised you 15 minutes and no more, and now we're at 16 minutes. But one question that I do want to ask you, I know that you had some special experiences as a senior in high school and a senior in college. As you finish those careers and you maybe had a next natural step for you, what advice would you give to those student athletes, whether at the high school here in Iowa or across the country, or that next level to college level that maybe didn't get their senior year this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned personally is just to stay patient. It took me a really long time to get to the level where I'm at, and it didn't happen overnight. It took me years, like 10 years to get here. Sometimes people don't have that time, but you want to make the most of the time that you do have. Just keep working hard, put your head down. That's all you can really do. Try to have as much fun as possible.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a chance to make some closing remarks in case I've missed anything, but I will see if you can have a good answer to this one off the top of your head. I pinned a question. What's the funniest story you have about your travel?
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of a good one. Nothing is popping off in my head right now. I have one.
It's really tough in live conversation just to get one like that.
I know. I do have one. So I think this was 2 years ago after indoor nationals in Albuquerque, or maybe it was 3 years ago. Geez. And Miko actually had traveled with me to Albuquerque, and the meet was done. We were heading home. We had like a 7 a.m. flight. It was pretty early, and he doesn't do super well on early morning flights. He needs some time to drink his coffee and get things moving. And so we're in the airport about to board this flight, and he's in his carrier, and all of a sudden I just smell this terrible smell. And I look down, and I'm traveling with Jerry, my coach, and one of Paul Mosier, and they're just we're all looking at each other what's that smell? And I looked down, and he had gone to the bathroom in his carrier. So luckily he did it before I got on the flight, because I don't know what I would have done. So I hurried to the bathroom and cleaned it out. But yeah, I mean, I think we laugh about it now, because it was it was such a horrifying moment.
I can imagine, and my mind immediately wants to ask you how the heck you cleaned that out, but I'm going to save that for
a lot of toilet paper, and washing my hands very well.
Yeah, exactly. Let's leave that for another time.
Yeah.
But Shelby, I'm grateful that you spent some time with us. As you can tell by the comments, I mean, the response here, pretty incredible. And Camille, that's asked that last question. She clarified that her best memory outside of Drake Stadium was at the Rio Olympics. So we really appreciate everything that, Shelby, you've shared with us tonight, but all that you shared with us along your journey as an American record holder, and truly the 15th fastest 1500 meter in the history of the world, and on her way up and continuing a meteoric rise in the sport, starting at Sioux City East High School, and really making all of us Iowans very proud. So thanks for the time tonight, and thanks for all you're doing. We'll look forward to following your success, not just in your training while we're all at home, but once we get back into a normal routine. I can assure you that you have, I haven't done an exact head count of exactly how many Iowans there are, but there are probably about 3 that are cheering for you every time you race. So thanks for all you're doing, and keep up the great work.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon, Shelby. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
So everybody, really special thanks to Shelby Houlihan. But we're not done tonight. Drake Relays Live, Instagram Q&As will kick back up in 10 minutes with world record holder Aries Merritt, one of my favorite guys. We're very lucky here at in Des Moines and Drake Stadium to see so many terrific athletes come to the Blue Oval on an annual basis. Aries is one of the best, not just in terms of how fast he gets over hurdles for 110 meters at a time, but as a human. So that will conclude us tonight. But I do want to make sure everybody who's still here is aware of what we have on tap for tomorrow. We have Ryan Krauser confirmed at 1:30. Sean Jackson, Batman, a crowd favorite, will be with us at 3:30. Georgianne Moline, a multiple-time Drake Relays champion in the 400 hurdles, at 4:30. Sandy Morris at 5, of course, American record holder in the women's pole vault, and Ashley Spencer, Olympic bronze medalist in the women's 400-meter hurdles. So tomorrow, an amazing lineup as well, with more to come. So we've got a lot of great Drake Relays memories to share, not just tonight with Aries, but all day tomorrow. So thanks for your time, and we'll see you in a few minutes.